International Congress of New Evangelisation.
We're going to endeavour to find out as much as we can about the new evangelisation, what the Pope's calling us to do, to find out what it is, how we can do it better, and what we're already doing well.
People pressed upon him, questions in their eyes, vision of a man who would change their lives.
Bishop Julian from Sydney, he gave the sermon, and it was beautiful. He spoke about how the Eucharist is at the very heart of mission, that it's from here that we encounter Christ and go out to preach Christ.
They couldn't see the future, but the mission was clear. Cast out the nets, the time to build the kingdom is here. See the others who have gone before us, hear the challenge to join the fight, to be the hands that lead the heart and the mind, to conquer this world for Christ. Cast the nets into the deep, don't be afraid to follow me. When the storm is raging, I'll calm the sea. Cast the nets into the deep, cast the nets.
It seems that evangelisation is really the fruit of conversion. If we, as the Pope says, if we genuinely encounter Christ, we can't be silent.
What was the concert like last night?
There was around about 400 people sitting around this church. It was a pretty cool setup, and they had this band. The band was going on. Very, very good guitarist. And anyway, in these churches they've got sort of little devotional side chapels, and in all these side chapels they had like drapes and literature and candles, and there was a real effort to make the place open and welcoming. And right at the back there was adoration happening, which was pretty cool. And then to the side at the front they had this coffee room set up, so lounges, drapes again, coffee and coke and stuff for sale. It was very cool. And they had like confession and discussion and dialogue going on at the same time, so if people wanted to discuss something about, I don't know, the meaning of life or whatever, they could just sit down and discuss it with some people. So yeah, I was impressed.
I told you to come, now I tell you to go. Don't be afraid to be a fisher of souls.
Jan, how did your workshop go yesterday?
Oh, it was really well received, in spite of the fact of having an interpreter. People were very interested in the whole concept of inviting Catholics home, people that are not active in the church anymore, they don't belong to our worshipping community. And everybody could relate to it, because most of us in our families have somebody who has been baptised Catholic but is not practising their faith anymore. Reaching out to those who, for one reason or another, have drifted away from the practice of their faith. I think the time's right. The time seems to be right to invite them back.
Take the challenge to join the fight, to be the hands that lead the heart and the mind, to conquer this world for Christ. Cast the nets into the deep, don't be afraid to follow me. When the storm is raging, I'll calm the sea. Cast the nets into the deep, cast the nets.
We need a team of 12 people who would like to be part of the mission team for the cathedral this evening between 5 and 6. We'll have a team who will be inside explaining to tourists that the Blessed Sacrament will be exposed. People can write a prayer in the Book of Life. They can also take out a little piece of paper with a scripture passage on it. So we'd like to have people explaining to tourists what's happening about the Congress, about faith. They may want to talk, they may just want to pray, but just to welcome people. There may also be a need for some people to just be in small prayer teams, so if someone comes in and just wants prayer for themselves or their family or anyone, we'd like people available to pray with them. And also if we get enough people, a group outside, welcoming people to come in and pray in the cathedral. I thought it's if you are interested in getting involved in this type of thing, this is the way to do it, because firstly you're overseas, it's easier. So if you want to do it back home, you're less likely to do it if you haven't done it before.
Yeah, get some experience.
Also it's less threatening than being out in the street. You're next to a church, people are coming to you. So if I can have 12 people, if you can just
sign up. Can you do it every day?
I'm going to try and do it every day. If you come across young people, tell them, if you haven't been to Mass in a while, there's going to be a youth Mass on at 6:30.
Excellent,
so
cool.
That's also a good way.
Great, we've got something to invite them back to.
But we need to meet those of you who, I take your name, we need to meet inside, go in the door and just go to the left.
Inside your heart, see the treasure there. Charism of love to spread everywhere. Come together to make a new world. Challenge others to join the fight. To be the hands that beat the heart and the mind. To conquer this world for Christ. Cast out the nets into the deep. Don't be afraid to follow me. When the storm is raging, look on the sea. Cast out the nets into the...
Went to a workshop on evangelising young people with music, and I was really interested in that because at the church I work at, I've noticed that music does draw young people in, and it's helping the young people very much. So the experiences of these people are amazing. Like in a lot of the countries, they run these big musicals, not really as a church thing, but they often have Christian themes or gospel themes, and so they get musicians and performers and singers in who might not necessarily be that interested in Christianity, but once they start singing, there are actually stories of people converting because of, like, one guy played Jesus in a musical, and then at the end he asked to be baptised. So there were some pretty extraordinary stories. Also, all of the people thought that music was one of the most important things in the church, and they all felt that it needed improving.